In today's world of social media, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. Many people share polished, idealized snapshots of their lives, beautiful homes, successful careers, exciting adventures, and perfect family moments. Although these posts may seem harmless, constant exposure to them can lead to envy and a distorted perception of one's own life. Studies show that comparing oneself to others online can even lead to depression. What might feel like a fleeting thought, an eye roll, a sigh, can quietly chip away at emotional well-being. This is because certain mental habits, though subtle and seemingly harmless, gradually erode mental strength. Three core categories of destructive beliefs contribute to this erosion. The first category, unhealthy beliefs about oneself, involves self-pity. While feeling sadness or disappointment is a normal part of life, self-pity takes it a step further. It involves magnifying personal misfortunes and asking, "Why does this always happen to me?" Or, "I shouldn't have to deal with this." This kind of thinking keeps people stuck in their pain, focused on the problem instead of the solution. Even when a solution isn't immediately available, there are always small steps one can take to improve a situation or uplift someone else. Self-pity blocks those opportunities. The second category is unhealthy beliefs about others, which occurs when individuals believe others have control over their emotions or decisions. For instance, saying, "I have to work late," gives away power. In reality, nearly every adult action is a choice, even if there are consequences attached. Statements like, "My relative drives me crazy," imply that other people control emotional states. But how one responds is always a personal choice. Retaining personal power means taking responsibility for one's reactions and not allowing others to dictate emotional responses. The third category is unhealthy beliefs about the world, often rooted in the belief that life should be fair. While it's comforting to think that life has a cosmic sense of fairness, this mindset often leads to disappointment. Accepting that life is not always fair can be freeing. It removes the expectation of guaranteed rewards and opens the door to resilience. Just as bad things happen to good people, suffering is not a permanent destiny. Eliminating these unhealthy beliefs is essential because mental strength, like physical strength, requires both building good habits and eliminating bad ones. To build physical strength, one would go to the gym and exercise. But it would also be necessary to give up junk food. Mental strength works the same way. Practices like gratitude and mindfulness are important, but they can't fully develop mental resilience if they coexist with envy, resentment, or self-blame. Overcoming bad mental habits often begins with small intentional changes. Unhealthy beliefs about oneself frequently stem from discomfort with difficult emotions like sadness, anger, or fear. Rather than confronting these feelings, people often seek distraction through self-pity or avoidance. But the only real way to deal with uncomfortable emotions is to go through them, feel them, process them, and move on. Confidence builds not from escaping pain, but from learning that it's possible to endure and recover from it. Unhealthy beliefs about others often arise from comparisons. When people measure themselves against others, they tend to feel either inferior or superior, both of which are unhealthy. There's also a tendency to blame others for setbacks, assuming that someone else is responsible for emotional turmoil or obstacles. In truth, individuals are separate, and the only person responsible for one's behavior and attitude is oneself. A healthier mindset involves comparing oneself only to who they were yesterday and striving for personal growth. Unhealthy beliefs about the world often stem from the desire for fairness. People may believe that enough good deeds should lead to good outcomes, or that suffering entitles them to future relief. But life doesn't operate by a scoreboard. Letting go of this mindset reduces bitterness and increases personal responsibility. While it's true that good people sometimes suffer, it's equally true that suffering is not a life sentence. The power to change one's life comes from belief in the ability to do so, not from expecting fairness from the world. Ultimately, mental strength is not about ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. It's about choosing to let go of destructive habits and taking control of one's mindset. Building mental strength means identifying what beliefs and behaviors are holding you back and being willing to release them, even if they're familiar or comfortable. One small step today, no matter how minor it seems, can be the beginning of real transformation. The journey to a stronger mind starts with the belief that it can change and the commitment to let go of what no longer serves it.